Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a question that sounds like it as straight out of a superhero movie. Can humans sense Earth's magnetic field? Is it possible we have a hidden sixth sense we don't even know about? You've probably heard about how animals like birds, turtles, and even some fish navigate vast distances with incredible accuracy. Scientists believe many of them do this using something called magnetoreception, an internal compass that allows them to perceive the planet's magnetic field. It guides them during migration, helping them find their way across oceans and continents. But what about us? Are we also part of this exclusive club? For a long time, the scientific community thought the answer was a clear no. We rely on our five familiar senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. The idea of a magnetic sense in humans was often dismissed as pseudoscience. After all, you don't feel a pull when you walk north, right? There's no obvious sensation telling you which way the magnetic poles are. But here's where the story gets interesting. Our ancient ancestors were nomadic. They roamed vast territories without GPS or even a simple compass. While they definitely used the sun and stars, could they have also had a little extra help from an internal magnetic sense? Some researchers think it's possible. They argue that maybe this sense wasn't lost, but simply became dormant, buried deep within our biology as we developed other navigation tools and settled into stationary lives. So, how do we even begin to test this? You can't just ask someone, "Hey, can you feel that magnetic field?" The effect, if it exists, would be completely subconscious. This is where modern neuroscience comes in. Scientists have designed some fascinating experiments to peek into our brains and see what is happening on a deeper level. One of the most groundbreaking studies was led by a geophysicist named Joe Kirschvink at Caltech. His team built a special chamber, a Faraday cage, to block out all external electromagnetic interference. This created a pure, controlled environment. Participants sat inside in total darkness and silence while researchers manipulated the magnetic field around them. They didn't tell the participants when the field was changing, of course. What they were really interested in was brain activity. Using an EEG cap, which measures electrical signals in the brain, they monitored what happened when the artificial magnetic field was rotated. And they found something incredible. When the magnetic field shifted, a specific pattern of brain waves, known as alpha waves, showed a significant drop. This is a well-known signal that the brain is processing information. It has the same kind of drop you see when your brain registers a sound or a flash of light. The most exciting part: this brain response only happened when the magnetic field was rotated in a specific way that matched the natural downward sloping field of the northern hemisphere where the participants were from. When the field was flipped to mimic the southern hemisphere's upward sloping field, their brains didn't react. This suggests our brains are tuned to our home environment's magnetic field. It's like our brains are saying, "Hey, I recognize this, something's moving," but only when the signal makes sense geographically. This doesn't mean you can suddenly ditch your compass and navigate like a homing pigeon. The brain activity was completely subconscious. None of the participants reported feeling anything at all. This suggests that while we may have the hardware to detect magnetic fields, we don't have the conscious awareness to use it. Our brain is getting the signal, but the message isn't making it to our conscious mind. So, what's the biological mechanism behind this? How could our bodies possibly detect magnetism? The leading theory points to tiny magnetic particles in our cells, specifically a mineral called magnetite. Scientists have found magnetite crystals in various animals known for magnetoreception, and guess what? They've also found them in human brain tissue. The idea is that these microscopic crystals could act like tiny compass needles, aligning with Earth's magnetic field. When the field shifts, these crystals might physically move or rotate, triggering a signal in our nerve cells. Another fascinating possibility involves a protein in our eyes called cryptochrome. This protein is light-sensitive and plays a role in our circadian rhythms, our internal body clock. In birds, Cryptochrome is thought to be key to their magnetic sense. The theory goes that when light hits this protein, it creates a pair of molecules with linked properties. The Earth's magnetic field can influence these molecules, potentially creating a visual pattern that overlays the bird's normal vision, like a heads-up display showing the magnetic field lines. Could something similar be happening in our own eyes? We have cryptochromes too. It's possible that our eyes are sending magnetic information to our brain, but we're just not consciously interpreting it. It's a wild idea, but it connects our ability to see with a potential sixth sense. From an evolutionary perspective, this all makes a lot of sense. Early humans were hunter-gatherers, constantly on the move. Any small navigational advantage would have been incredibly useful for survival. Finding your way back to a safe camp, a reliable water source, or a fruitful patch of land could mean the difference between life and death. A built-in magnetic sense, even a weak, subconscious one, would have been a powerful tool in their survival toolkit. As we became more settled, building cities and relying on landmarks and later, maps, the evolutionary pressure to maintain this sense would have decreased. It might have faded into the background of our sensory experience, like a radio station playing static that our brain has learned to ignore. We just don't need it for our day-to-day lives anymore. But the research is still young. While the evidence is compelling, many questions remain. Is this ability universal? Do people from different parts of the world show different responses? Can this sense be trained or strengthened? Imagine if we could learn to consciously tap into this. It could revolutionize human navigation and our connection to the planet. This emerging field of research challenges our fundamental understanding of human perception. It suggests that our experience of the world might be richer and more complex than we ever imagined. We are so used to our five senses that we assume that's all there is. But biology is full of surprises. So the next time you're out for a walk in nature, just take a moment. You might not feel it, but your brain could be quietly processing a hidden layer of reality, a silent whisper from the Earth's magnetic heart. You might just have a secret superpower you never knew about. What do you guys think? Is the idea of a human sixth sense exciting or a little bit spooky? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of the human mind, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that makes you question everything. See you in the next video.